1. Lucifer. Lucifer stands as the most powerful and infamous fallen angel in biblical history. His name means light bearer, or morning star in Hebrew, referring to his original position as the highest-ranking angel in God's heavenly hierarchy. Before his fall, Lucifer served as the covering cherub, meaning he had direct access to God's throne and was responsible for leading worship in heaven. 2. Ezekiel. Ezekiel describes Lucifer's original state. You were the seal of perfection, full of wisdom and perfect in beauty. You were in Eden, the garden of God. Every precious stone adorned you. You were anointed as a guardian cherub, for so I ordained you. You were on the holy mount of God. You walked among the fiery stones. You were blameless in your ways from the day you were created till wickedness was found in you. 3. Lucifer's powers. Lucifer's powers before his fall included the ability to appear in magnificent beauty, access to God's immediate presence, authority over other angels, and the capacity to lead heavenly worship. His wisdom exceeded that of all other created beings, and his beauty was unmatched in the celestial realm. 4. Lucifer fell from pride. The cause of Lucifer's fall was pride. Isaiah records his rebellious declarations. You said in your heart, I will ascend to the heavens. I will raise my throne above the stars of God. I will sit enthroned on the mount of assembly. I will ascend above the tops of the clouds. I will make myself like the Most High. This passage reveals 5 specific I will statements that demonstrate Lucifer's desire to usurp God's authority and position. 5. Lucifer became Satan. After his fall, Lucifer became Satan, retaining significant supernatural powers but now using them for evil purposes. His current abilities include the power to deceive entire nations. As described in Revelation, the great dragon was hurled down, that ancient serpent called the devil, or Satan, who leads the whole world astray. He can transform his appearance to appear as an angel of light according to Corinthians, allowing him to deceive even religious people. 6. Satan possesses the power. Satan possesses the power to afflict humans with physical ailments, as demonstrated in the book of Job, where he strikes Job with painful sores from head to foot. He can influence weather patterns, as seen when he brings a great wind that destroys Job's children's house. Satan also has the ability to possess and control both humans and animals, as shown when he enters Judas Iscariot and when Jesus casts demons into a herd of pigs. 7. Angel deceives humans. The fallen angel retains his original intelligence and uses it to tempt humans through sophisticated deception. He can quote scripture accurately, as demonstrated during Jesus' temptation in the wilderness, but twists its meaning for evil purposes. Satan has access to the earthly realm and can appear before God to make accusations against believers, earning him the title, the accuser of the brethren, in Revelation 12:10. 8. The sons of God. The sons of God mentioned in Genesis represent another category of fallen angels. The text states, when human beings began to increase in number on the earth and daughters were born to them, the sons of God saw that the daughters of humans were beautiful, and they married any of them they chose. These angels left their proper dwelling place in heaven to cohabitate with human women, producing offspring called the Nephilim. 9. Jude verse confirms, the book of Jude verse confirms this interpretation. And the angels who did not keep their positions of authority but abandoned their proper dwelling. These he has kept in darkness, bound with everlasting chains for judgment on the great day. This passage indicates that these angels committed a specific sin by abandoning their heavenly realm to engage in sexual relations with humans. 10. Fallen angels reproduced. The powers of these fallen angels included the ability to take physical form and reproduce with humans. Their offspring, the Nephilim, were giants of extraordinary size and strength. Genesis describes them as the heroes of old, men of renown, indicating they possessed superhuman abilities inherited from their angelic fathers. 11. Fallen angels revealed secrets. These fallen angels possessed knowledge of heavenly secrets which they shared with humanity inappropriately. They taught humans forbidden knowledge, including warfare, cosmetics, astrology, and metallurgy. This unauthorized transfer of heavenly knowledge contributed to the corruption that led to God's judgment through the flood. 12. Fallen angels imprisoned. The punishment for these particular fallen angels was immediate imprisonment. Unlike Satan, who retains freedom to roam the earth, these angels were bound in chains of darkness in a place called Tartarus, as mentioned in Peter. For if God did not spare angels when they sinned, but sent them to hell, putting them into chains of darkness to be held for judgment. 13. Beelzebub, a fallen angel. Beelzebub represents another prominent fallen angel mentioned specifically in the New Testament. His name means Lord of the Flies, and he is identified as the Prince of Demons in Matthew. The Pharisees accused Jesus of casting out demons by Beelzebub's power, indicating this fallen angel held significant authority over other demonic entities. 14. Beelzebub commands demons. Beelzebub's powers include commanding legions of demons and coordinating their activities on earth. As the Prince of Demons, he has organizational authority over the demonic hierarchy and can delegate power to lesser demons. His influence extends to causing physical ailments, mental torment, and spiritual oppression in humans. 15. Fallen angel inspires idolatry. This fallen angel possesses the ability to inspire false worship and idolatry. In the Old Testament, Beelzebub was worshipped as a god by the Philistines in Ekron, demonstrating his power to deceive entire cultures into demonic worship. His influence can corrupt religious systems and lead people away from true worship of God. 16. Beelzebub grants powers. Beelzebub can also grant supernatural abilities to his followers, including divination, fortune-telling, and occult practices. These powers appear miraculous, but ultimately serve to deceive and enslave those who seek them. His authority allows him to establish false religious systems that mimic true spirituality while leading people toward damnation. 17. Abaddon means destruction. Abaddon, whose name means destruction in Hebrew, is identified in Revelation as the angel of the bottomless pit. The same verse provides his Greek name, Apollyon, which means destroyer. This fallen angel serves as the king over the demonic locusts that emerge from the abyss during the end times tribulation period. 18. Abaddon rules abyss. The powers of Abaddon include authority over the abyss, which is a prison for certain demons and fallen angels. He holds the key to this bottomless pit and can release its inhabitants when permitted by God. During the fifth trumpet judgment in Revelation, Abaddon opens the abyss and releases locust-like demons that torment humanity for 5 months. 19. Abaddon's locusts have powers. These demonic locusts, under Abaddon's command, possess several supernatural abilities. They have the power to torment humans with stings like scorpions, causing such agony that people will seek death but be unable to die. The locusts can distinguish between believers and unbelievers, being commanded not to harm those who have God's seal on their foreheads. 20. Abaddon's locusts appear monstrous. Abaddon's army of locusts appears with the faces of humans, hair like women's hair, teeth like lions' teeth, and breastplates of iron. They make sounds like chariots rushing into battle and have tails with stingers like scorpions. This description indicates they possess both physical and supernatural characteristics that make them terrifying to encounter. 21. Abaddon causes torment. The fallen angel, Abaddon, also has the power to inflict psychological torment. The pain caused by his locust army is specifically described as torment rather than death, suggesting these creatures can cause mental anguish and despair that drives people to the brink of madness while keeping them alive to suffer. 22. Legion Fallen Demons. Legion represents a fallen angel or collection of demons encountered by Jesus in Mark and Luke. When Jesus asked for the demon's name, it replied, "Legion, for we are many," indicating either one powerful fallen angel commanding many demons or a collective of fallen angels working together. 23. Legion shows super strength. The powers demonstrated by Legion include superhuman physical strength. The possessed man could break chains and shackles that were used to restrain him, and no one was strong enough to subdue him. This supernatural strength allowed him to live among the tombs and terrorize the local population. 24th Legion causes self-harm. Legion possessed the ability to cause self-destructive behavior in its host. The possessed man would cry out day and night and cut himself with stones, demonstrating how fallen angels can drive humans to harm themselves physically and emotionally. This power extends to causing suicidal tendencies and destructive impulses. 25th Legion recognizes God. The fallen angel or angels, known as Legion, could also recognize divine authority immediately. When Jesus approached, Legion fell down before him and cried out, acknowledging Jesus as the Son of the Most High God. This indicates that fallen angels retain their knowledge of spiritual hierarchy and can identify divine beings despite their rebellious state. 26th Legion negotiates with God. Legion demonstrated the power to negotiate with divine authority. The demons begged Jesus not to send them out of the region and requested permission to enter a herd of pigs rather than be sent to the abyss. This shows that fallen angels understand their limitations under God's sovereignty and must request permission for certain actions. 27. Legion entered pigs. When Jesus granted permission, Legion entered approximately 2,000 pigs, causing the entire herd to rush down a steep bank into the sea and drown. This demonstrates the destructive nature of fallen angels and their desire to cause death and chaos even when constrained by divine authority. 28. Prince of Persia. The Prince of Persia mentioned in Daniel represents a territorial fallen angel with authority over a specific geographic region. This demon prince had enough power to delay a holy angel for 21 days until the archangel Michael came to provide assistance. 29th. Prince of Persia rules. Territorial fallen angels like the Prince of Persia possess the power to influence entire nations and governments. They can affect political decisions, military strategies, and cultural developments within their assigned regions. Their influence extends to promoting idolatry, injustice, and rebellion against God among the populations they oversee. 30. Fallen angels fight angels. These fallen angels have the ability to engage in spiritual warfare with holy angels. The Prince of Persia's conflict with the angel bringing a message to Daniel demonstrates that fallen angels can actively resist God's messengers and interfere with divine communications to humans. The Prince of Greece mentioned in the same passage represents another territorial fallen angel with similar powers over the Greek Empire. These demons work to establish and maintain systems of government and culture that oppose God's purposes and promote human rebellion. 32. Fallen angels foresee events. Territorial fallen angels possess knowledge of future events related to their regions. The angel speaking to Daniel mentions that he must return to fight against the Prince of Persia, and that the Prince of Greece will come, indicating these demons have insight into political and military developments that will affect their territories. 33. Azazel, fallen angel. Azazel represents a specific fallen angel mentioned in Leviticus in connection with the Day of Atonement ritual. The scapegoat was sent into the wilderness to Azazel, indicating this fallen angel had authority over desolate places and was associated with bearing sin and guilt. 34. Azazel rules wilderness. The powers of Azazel include dominion over wilderness areas and desolate regions. He has authority over places where humans cannot easily survive and where civilization has not established control. This makes him particularly dangerous to travelers and those who venture into remote areas. 35. Azazel bears sin. Azazel possesses the ability to receive and bear guilt and sin that is transferred to him through ritual means. The scapegoat ceremony demonstrates that this fallen angel has the power to carry away iniquity, though unlike Christ's sacrifice, this removal is temporary and incomplete. 36. Azazel incites violence. This fallen angel has the power to influence human behavior toward violence and warfare. According to extra-biblical sources, Azazel taught humans how to make weapons of war and introduced them to the art of warfare. His influence promotes conflict, aggression, and the development of increasingly destructive weapons. 37. Belial means worthlessness or wickedness. Belial represents a fallen angel whose name means worthlessness or wickedness. This demon is mentioned in Corinthians, where Paul asks, "What harmony is there between Christ and Belial?" indicating this fallen angel stands in direct opposition to Jesus Christ. 38. Belial promotes rebellion. The powers of Belial include the ability to promote lawlessness and rebellion against all forms of authority. He influences humans to reject divine law, civil law, and moral standards, creating chaos and disorder in society. His influence leads to increased crime, violence, and social breakdown. 39. Belial corrupts justice. Belial possesses the power to corrupt justice systems and legal processes. He can influence judges, lawyers, and law enforcement officials to pervert justice, show favoritism to the wicked, and oppress the innocent. His work undermines the rule of law and creates environments where evil flourishes. 40. Belial inspires lies. This fallen angel has the ability to inspire false accusations and perjury. He can motivate people to lie under oath, fabricate evidence, and make false charges against innocent individuals. His influence corrupts legal proceedings and prevents true justice from being administered. 41. Watchers are angels. The Watchers mentioned in the book of Daniel represent a category of fallen angels with specific judicial powers. Daniel states, "The decision is announced by messengers, the holy ones declare the verdict, so that the living may know that the Most High is sovereign over all kingdoms on earth." 42. Watchers observed humans. These fallen watchers originally served as divine observers who monitored human behavior and reported to God. Their power included the ability to see all human activities and understand the motivations behind human actions. They possessed comprehensive knowledge of human nature and could predict behavioral patterns. 43. Watchers spy maliciously. After their rebellion, the fallen watchers retained their observational abilities, but now use them for malicious purposes. They study human weaknesses to exploit them more effectively and gather information that can be used to tempt and deceive people. Their knowledge of human psychology makes them particularly dangerous adversaries. 44. Watchers appear in dreams. The fallen watchers possess the power to appear in dreams and visions to communicate with humans. They can present themselves as divine messengers or wise counselors to lead people astray through false revelations and deceptive spiritual experiences. 45. Semjaza leads fallen angels. Semjaza represents the leader of the 200 fallen angels who descended to earth to take human wives. According to extra-biblical sources, he organized the rebellion and convinced other angels to join him in abandoning their heavenly positions to pursue relationships with human women. 46. Semjaza commands angels. The powers of Semjaza include leadership authority over other fallen angels. He can organize and coordinate rebellious activities among spiritual beings and convince others to join him in defying God's commands. His charismatic influence extends to both angelic and human realms. 47. Semjaza takes form. Semjaza possesses the ability to take physical form and engage in sexual relations with humans. This power allowed him and his followers to produce the Nephilim, demonstrating that fallen angels can manipulate physical matter and biological processes in ways that violate natural law. 48. Semjaza shares secrets. This fallen angel has knowledge of divine secrets that he inappropriately shared with humans. He taught forbidden knowledge about astronomy, divination, and spiritual matters that were meant to remain hidden from human understanding. This unauthorized revelation corrupted human wisdom and led to increased rebellion against God. 49. Semjaza influences humans. Semjaza can influence human leaders and establish himself as an object of worship. His impressive supernatural abilities and knowledge made him appear godlike to ancient humans, leading to the establishment of false religious systems centered around fallen angel worship. 50. Chained fallen angels. The fallen angels who sinned and are kept in chains of darkness, mentioned in Peter, represent a specific group with limited current powers due to their imprisonment. These angels committed particularly grievous sins that resulted in immediate incarceration rather than continued freedom to operate on earth. 51. Chained angels retain knowledge. Despite their imprisonment, these fallen angels retain their original intelligence and knowledge. They understand their fate and await final judgment, but their ability to influence earthly events is severely restricted by their confinement in Tartarus. 52. Chains restrain angels. The chains of darkness that bind these fallen angels represent supernatural restraints that prevent them from exercising their full angelic powers. These bonds are described as everlasting, indicating that once applied, they cannot be broken by the imprisoned angels themselves. 53. Imprisoned angels show justice. These imprisoned fallen angels serve as examples of divine justice and demonstrate that God's patience with rebellion has limits. Their punishment serves as a warning to other spiritual beings and shows that even the most powerful created beings cannot ultimately resist God's authority. 54. Seven Church Angels. The angels of the seven churches mentioned in Revelation may include fallen angels who have corrupted local church leadership. These spiritual beings have the power to influence church doctrine, practice, and spiritual health either positively or negatively depending on their allegiance. 55. Angels promote falsehood. Fallen angels assigned to churches possess the ability to promote false teaching and spiritual compromise. They can influence pastors and leaders to adopt doctrines that appear biblical, but actually lead congregations away from truth and towards spiritual death. 56. Angels influence churches. These angels have power over the spiritual atmosphere of local churches. They can create environments that quench the Holy Spirit's work, promote division and conflict, or encourage lukewarm attitudes towards spiritual matters. 57. Angels held accountable. The messages to the seven churches indicate that these angels are held accountable for the spiritual condition of their assigned congregations. This suggests they have significant influence over church health and bear responsibility for either promoting or hindering spiritual growth among believers. 58. Angel of Death. The angel of death mentioned in various biblical passages represents a category of fallen angel with power over human mortality. While not always explicitly identified as fallen, some angels of death appear to operate independently of God's direct command, suggesting they may have rebelled while retaining their deadly authority. 59. Angel of Death kills. These fallen angels possess the power to cause sudden death in humans without apparent natural cause. They can stop hearts, cause strokes, or induce other fatal conditions that appear to be natural but are actually supernatural attacks on human life. 60. Angel of Death terrifies. Fallen angels of death have the ability to create fear and terror that can literally frighten people to death. Their presence can cause such overwhelming dread that humans die from shock or heart failure simply from encountering them or sensing their approach. 61. Angels control mortality. These angels possess knowledge of each person's appointed time of death and can manipulate circumstances to cause premature death when permitted. They understand human vulnerabilities and can exploit physical weaknesses to bring about death at strategic moments.